Hi, buddy! Welcome back to your favorite YouTube channel for learning and fun, the one and only Nature Kids. Today, we're going to do the first lesson for grade 7 geography. The topic for this lesson is the planet Earth we live in. Well, it's technically the planet Earth we live. Anywho, let's get started with today's lesson. Now, let's see the points we have for today's lesson. Studying the continents, studying the ocean, understanding the longitudes, understanding the latitudes, and learning about the shape of the Earth. Now, let's learn about this blue marble we call Earth. The planet Earth, where we live, is a wonderful creation of nature. According to the available information, is the only planet that contains both air and water, providing a comfortable and supportive environment for all living beings. The Earth moves around the Sun while also spinning on its own axis. The spinning movement on its axis is called rotation, and the movement around the Sun is called revolution. The Earth takes 24 hours or 1 day to complete one rotation, and 365 days and 6 hours or 1 year to complete one revolution around the Sun. Sometimes it can be 366 days if it's a leap year. Now, you might be wondering now what a leap year is. Well, a leap year actually happens only once every 4 years. Why? Because as I said, 1 year equals 365 days and 6 hours. So those 6 hours aren't just gonna sit there. They're gonna they are just gonna sit there, but they're just gonna keep on adding and adding. But what happens when you multiply 6 by 4? It's 24, right? And 24 equals to 1 day. So that 1 day gets added to 1 year in every 4 years. And that's how a leap year occurs. And at the bottom of the screen, you can see how the Earth actually rotates around itself. And by the way, it goes from east to west, the rotation. Let's see the shape of our good old water balloon that we live on, aka the Earth. In the past, people had different ideas about the shape of the planet Earth. Today, it has been clearly identified as a spherical object. And this has been confirmed through photographs taken from space. As you can see, this is clearly a circle. And so is this in the background, a Beautimus Maximus circle. Anywho, that actually clears up the case if this is actually a circle or not. So, we have become the next space Sherlock Holmes. High five to that. Fun fact, I was wrong. And so was the NASA government scientists. Well, we were not wrong. We were 50-50 right and wrong. Well, we were right about the sphere thing. It is actually a sphere, but not a perfect sphere. It's more of a ovalish, flattish sort of sphere. Anywho, let's see what I've written on the screen. Although the Earth is considered a sphere, it is not a perfect sphere. This is because the Earth is slightly flat at the polar regions and the equatorial circumference is larger than the polar circumference. However, the difference is very small, and scientific measurements prove that it is only a minor variation. Now, you guys have to study everything on the right side of the screen. Yes, everything. The equatorial diameter, the polar diameter, the equatorial circumference, polar circumference, and the surface area of the Earth, which is 510 million square kilometers. You guys better study that if you want to survive your term test. Now, we're going to learn about some imaginary lines which have been drawn on our blue and green bowling ball. We have some fancy names for these lines, latitudes and longitudes. Now, let's learn about them. When you observe a geographical globe of the planet Earth, you will notice a set of lines drawn from north to south and east to west. These are imaginary lines created by humans, and they are known as longitudes and latitudes. At the bottom of the screen, you can see how latitudes and longitudes are actually located. Latitudes go from east to west, and longitudes go from north to south. The line drawn horizontally from west to east on a geographical globe are called latitudes, and the lines drawn vertically from north to south are called longitudes. Now, let's learn about latitudes. Oh, and remember to study that picture we have on the right of our screen. I'm quite sure that might come for your term test, so study it well. The line drawn horizontally on the middle of the globe is called 0-degree latitude, or the equator. The northern part of the equator is called the northern hemisphere, and the southern part is called the southern hemisphere. The lines to the north of the equator are named north latitudes, and the lines to its south are named south latitudes. There are some main latitudes among them. Observe and identify them. Latitude 90 degree is indicated as a point. The north latitude 90 degree is the North Pole, and the south latitude 90 degree is the South Pole. Now let's learn about longitudes. The lines drawn to the west of the prime meridian are called west longitudes, and the lines to the east of it are called east longitudes. From the prime meridian, 360 degrees of longitudes are distributed around the Earth, with 180 running eastwards and 180 running westwards. Therefore, the 180 longitude is common to both east and west. The international dateline follows this 180 line. However, in some places, the international dateline is not shown as a straight line because it bends to avoid dividing a country into two different dates. Observe the map and identify how the latitudes and longitudes you have studied are arranged on a world map. So that's all for today, guys. Make sure to put a like and a comment down below and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, pretty please with the subscribe button on top, do not forget to subscribe because subscribing makes me really happy. Anywho, it's time for your favorite learning channel to exit the stage. So have fun with your life and see you guys in the next video. Anyways, for now, bye!